good. Wait, are we recording?
Yeah, we're all recording.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm here.
Yeah, we've been going.
We're live.
We're live right now. Well, I guess it's not live, but it's like.
It is weird because, like, for me, it's like whenever, oh my god, this is so cozy, by the way. Because, like, the first time I'm here.
Cool.
For me, it's like a very conscious thing where I like hit record.
Right.
We're good. We're rolling, and then like we get into it. So it's like I just literally just rolled in.
I try to make it as weird and as candid as possible. Honestly.
Very weird and very candid.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you for making it feel so chill.
Nice, absolutely.
This is so fun.
Sick. Well, do you want to introduce yourself to? I have 1,000 subscribers now, or like 1,200-ish. Do you want to introduce yourself to my? I'm gonna keep checking these cameras, by the way, because they're constantly going off because I don't have it. I'm not connected to electricity, so yeah. If you want to introduce yourself to people that are watching.
Hello, my name is Sue Lee. I make music and stuff.
Nice, cool. And the reason I'm wearing a mask right now is because you're on tour right now.
Yes.
Right. So
and we're trying to be careful
about COVID, so we don't accidentally give people COVID. But
we're trying to be careful as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, I guess the way I usually start these things is I talk to a lot of like art educators and artists, and the things I want to talk about, it's not like how to become a better artist or technique or how to get like a job in the art industry or anything. It's more about like the why of doing all this stuff, you know?
The whys are always the most important.
Yeah. Well, and I think that like the thing that I've seen is no matter how successful you are, like even if you have 1 million, 2 million, 10 million followers, all the money in the world, like it doesn't really change the like I guess like the things that make it hard don't really go away, you know?
Yeah.
And
we're all humans after all.
Yeah. Well, the reason I want to talk to you because like I know a little bit about your story. Like I found your music on Reddit, right? And then I know that you spent like years by yourself in your apartment just creating this stuff that you were really passionate about, you know. And that's the stuff I really want to talk to people about. Is like why do that instead of going and like, you know, I don't know, like going to clubs or doing drugs or doing things that are like more direct dopamine releases, you know.
That's a good question, actually, because I mean the thing is I think I've had plenty of those eras myself where I was kind of like overindulging actually in these kinds of things, like trying to like experiment with how I can best cope with these like emotions and these chaos that's happening in life. And for me, like a lot of it was like very like food and alcohol, like and I just realized it's not only like physically draining, but also just it's just a quick fix. You know, it's just a quick fix. And I think, you know, actually ultimately speaking, I think everything's a quick fix. Nobody actually has an answer to anything. But that's not to say that there's a quick fix that can actually be beneficial.
I mean, I think that the answer that I think everyone is fundamentally trying to achieve the same thing. It's to feel validated, you know?
Yes.
And no matter what, like doing heroin is probably the wrong way of feeling validated, you know? But maybe creating something that people really love and get a lot of inspiration from, even if it's fleeting and temporary, maybe that's the better way of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And I guess like, so I spent the past 10 months living in this van. I spent 5 or 6 months of it like driving to New York and back and, you know, sleeping in Walmart parking lots and stuff and like trying to come to terms with that same like anxiety. And, you know, I struggle with anxiety and depression and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to understand what that means for me in my own life, you know?
Sure.
And for me, that was a lot better than the way I've handled it in the past of like playing video games and, you know, eating junk food and stuff, you know? And I guess I'm trying to identify like, because I think everyone actually struggles with that, being the person that chooses the wrong way, finding validation. And, you know, again, just trying to figure out like how everyone else does it.
Yeah. Look, it's like the thing is, I think a lot of the problems come from us trying to like avoid everything.
Yeah.
You know, like you said with heroin, it's a quick fix.
Right.
It's you get away from whatever you're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
And I think it's a noble thing that you're like in search right now for something.
Yeah.
And I think that means you're at least being aware. At least you're trying to live the moment. And I think that's the most, like, that's the best thing that we can do as humans. Just, like, be now. And I think a lot of us, like, just have such a hard time facing these hardships. Like, you know, depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
We try to run away from it. We try to, like, numb it down with some things. With food, with alcohol, with drugs, with sex, with games, and with everything. And, you know, like, sure, it's easy to, like, feel the joy of life, feel love. And it's not so easy to feel pain, feel rejection, feel anxiety. And I don't know, like, somewhere along the way, it became like a taboo for us to feel like feel and celebrate joy and not the opposite, which is, you know, sadness, depression, anxiety. And that became a taboo, and it somewhere along the way became like something that we need to avoid.
Yeah, well, it's part of the reason why I really admire your music is because it seems like you've made an entire... You know, you're almost making a career. I mean, you are making a career out of...
I'm trying to.
Well, you know, you're making a career out of, like, confronting those things head on, you know, and really, like, trying to confront that in yourself in a really meaningful way, you know. And I meet a lot of people who hear people talk about, like, oh, just keep going, you know, it'll be okay, you know, just do whatever. And it's like, it's not a good... Like, it's not... It's one thing to hear it from other people, but it's another thing to actually believe it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, based on what I've seen in my life is that, like, I've been able to find a lot of meaning just in, you know, driving around, you know, talking to people. And,
yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to say it's like a choice, but it's almost like saying, like, fuck you to the anxiety and the fear and just confronting it as head on as you possibly can, you know. That's
the way to do it, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know, it's like I think that you've achieved... Like, for a lot of indie musicians, like, you've achieved a pretty enviable spot. It's like you have people following you and care about what you have to say and stuff. And
I think I feel definitely very blessed to, like, just have some wholesome people around me.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve them.
Yeah.
Like, what I do, I was just singing.
Right.
I was just writing my...
They're doing what you normally do.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And there are people who feel the same way. Right. Oh, what?
Right.
So yeah, I feel blessed to have like these people just being there for me, and it just feels like sometimes I don't deserve them, but I don't want them to go away.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad they're here. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I guess part of it is like how do people like, because I don't think it ever gets easy even being successful. You know, it's like the more you grow, the more those feelings of being an imposter might actually, get worse, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's like at every stage, it's almost like there's a new challenge that comes up they didn't even expect to even happen, you know?
Yeah, it's not, you know, just exclusive to like just success, but in life in general.
Right.
You know, it's not about how much money you've just earned. It's not about how much numbers you've crunched up.
Right.
That is all just a little small, tiny detail in the grand scheme of things. And you just have to brace yourself for more existential crises and breakdowns.
Yeah. Well, again, it's one thing to say that, like, oh yeah, like don't care about the followers and stuff. But even then, I feel anxious around people that are like more successful than like you being around you and Robert is strange because it's like,
really,
it's like, oh, I feel anxious. I feel like self-conscious.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's like I know objectively, like you guys are just people, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then there's like this part of me that can't help but comparing myself, you know. And it's
that
like, oh,
it sucks, dude. Don't feel that way.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's like I think it's, again, just part of the human experience.
I'm going to cry because I don't want you to feel that way.
Okay. Well, you've been very, very kind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't want, like, you know, like, honestly, I would be, like, shitting myself if, like, Joji was sitting in front of me. Like, honestly, because, like, you know, I'm a huge fan of his, but...
Yeah.
I actually don't know how I would feel if there was, like, you know, President Obama sitting in front of me, you know? Ex-President Obama.
Yeah.
But
how about Donald Trump?
No, Donald Trump. Either way, they're all, you know, just, much higher place. People, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think picture them naked.
Yeah, picture them naked.
We all pee. We all poop. We all fart. We all eat the same things. We all crave the same things. We all crave McDonald's every once in a while. We all crave French fries.
Right.
Just remember that. And it's so hard. It's so hard to remember these things when you're around these, you know, successful people.
Yeah.
But remember that.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, you know, it's both comforting and existentially scary because I met a lot of really successful people. Like, you know, a guy that was a business mentor of mine for a while, he's like worth like $300 million or some absurd amount of money.
Wow.
He was talking to me just about how even at that stage of life where he's incredibly wealthy, obviously, he still has anxiety problems. You know, he still is like, I have no idea what I want to do when I grow up, you know?
Wow.
And it's like, okay, so, nice. Hello.
It's a little dude in a little van. Little baby van.
Little Mercedes.
Just cruising around in his little ride.
I have this sign. I stepped on it, but sometimes people come and say hello.
Aww.
I'll put it here.
That's so cute.
Yeah, no, I think it's like it's obviously not about the final result, you know? It's like even if you suddenly had if you had a YouTube video or if you created a song that suddenly, you know, became as big as any of Joji's songs, right? It's not like the fears and anxieties would go away. They actually might get worse in some cases, you know?
It would, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, as I speak, I just like posted something on Instagram and I'm like overthinking about, oh my God, what if people don't like me? What if I said something wrong? And it was just like literally one sentence as the caption, like, oh, there's a video up on YouTube.
Right.
And like, oh, what if people hate me for that?
Yeah.
What if like, oh, what if I don't get enough comments? Oh, do I care if I get enough comments? Like, but I would like it if there were more comments. There are so many thoughts in my head.
Right.
So many that it just like, I could have a mental breakdown right now if I let it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well,
but, you know, talking about it right now makes me more present and makes me aware.
Right.
Rather than like ruminating internally.
Yeah, it makes you able to like laugh at it more, you know?
And also give more perspective. Like, hey, we're in a van right now. Like, it doesn't, like, we're, like, there's a sky. There's a whole world out there.
Right.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
nothing matters.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, it's like, again, in a million years, none of this will have mattered. Right? That's the, like...
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Do you think you tend towards nihilism? Or...
Nihilism, I feel like, has a very, like, I don't know about, like, the philosophical details of nihilism as well, but nihilism, the word itself, has a very kind of negative vibe to me, because I feel like when I hear the word nihilism, it's like, I don't give a fuck about life, and then take a step forward and be like, okay, I'm gonna fuck up my life.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I'm going to go out, drink until I cannot feel my soul anymore.
Right.
Like, that, I feel like, what nihilism feels like. I mean, like comes across
yeah,
as.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me. For me, it's more coming from like an acceptance of the inevitable truth, which is we're going to die.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that gives me freedom, and that gives me gratitude.
Right.
That I have this moment to be alive right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Memento mori.
What's that mean? I've heard it before. I've never asked what it means.
I think it's Greek. Latin.
Yeah.
Maybe Latin.
Right.
Is it even memento mori? It is memento mori,
okay, cool.
Probably.
Like YOLO? Or
yeah, okay, basically YOLO, but more
it.
sexy.
Yeah, got it. Carpe diem as well?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Along those lines.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like knowing that stuff objectively. Like, it is true that we're gonna die. You know, It doesn't really matter. It's like there are actually 7 or 8 billion other people on the planet existing right now. Like, they all have their own struggles that they're going through. And like, I was in Peru a couple weeks ago, and I was going through the catacombs of Lima, under one of the big churches, and it's filled with skulls. Hundreds or thousands of skulls, and like decorated in these elaborate, patterns and stuff. And it's strange being in one of those places because it's like, I was like us, right? Those are like people, like human beings that had emotions and feelings. They grew up and they died, and then they're under this catacomb in Lima, and it's like, I don't know. It's like looking at objectively is like, I should never feel self-conscious or afraid of anything in my life ever again. I should never have any other bad thoughts of nihilism or, nothing mattering, because it's like, you actually have the ability to create your own values and decide what really does matter to you. You kind of like get to create the world in a way that is most meaningful to you.
You make your own world. You make your own. You are the perceptor of your perceiver. I'm trying to sound deep. I'm not, obviously.
Yeah.
Just feel the world the way that makes you feel the best.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact, like right now, I'm very chilled. Like I'm having a blast talking about life, and I feel like nothing matters. Yes. Like nothing matters, and I feel like I could just chill. But I know for a fact when we get out there and I go back home, get back into my room, I know I'm going to check my social media. I know I'm going to get back to this all and get back into that chain of toxic thoughts. And as much as I hate it, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, and I'm not looking forward to it. And I guess the best thing that we can do, knowing that's going to happen, is to just remember that we had this right now.
Well, I think it's acknowledging that you're actually like multiple different people,
Yes.
Like you are the, you are the best version of Suli. Like, maybe there's an idealized version of you that like wakes up at 6 a.m. every day and goes for a 10-mile run and
That's
reads.
not me.
Well,
there is no version of Suli that.
Well, I guess, but there is like an idealized version of yourself that you do want to be, right?
Oh, yes.
And it's like,
I wish I could be the one who wakes up at 4 a.m. in the morning and drink a smoothie
do all the fancy stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The green smoothie. And,
Yeah.
And I know I'm not that person, but I'm that person sometimes, It's like, it is true that
and it's okay to be that person sometimes.
Yeah, and it's okay to be the person that sits in bed and, drinks.
You don't have to be this
Oreos
one ego.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's like, a big part of all this stuff for me is like, acknowledging that everything's okay. Like, it's okay to be both people.
Yes.
But you're losing out on certain things by being, you're making sacrifices essentially. It's like, if you're choosing to be the hyper focused, productive, best version of yourself, then you're losing out on maybe like, your ability to just sit down and play a video game,
Enjoy life. Just enjoy your own company. Enjoy some chill time.
Or you feel guilty about doing stuff,
Yeah.
And it's like, that guilt is, corroding,
It's interesting. In Japan, apparently, they call this gap.
Yeah.
Which is like an English term gap, like the actual literal gap. When you say like there's a gap between whatever and whatever, but like in Japan they call it like a gap, to describe a person who is like this person at one moment, but turn around and turn 180 and turn into this like completely different person than another. And they say gap가 really attractive.
Yeah.
And they like find attraction to it.
Right.
When somebody's like very focused in their work, like very into it, and turns around and just like laughs at a squirrel walking past.
Right.
I think that's so attractive.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like it's
absolutely.
You don't have to be this like one person who's like super hyper focused businessman who's like who can never laugh.
Yeah.
You can be like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people at the same time.
That's
being human.
I think I was talking to Cynics about this actually. We were talking about. I was talking to somebody about this. It was Junji Ito, the girl artist, and then like there are photos of him just living his life, and he's very happy and expressive, and he's like doing all the stuff. And then there's photos of Miyazaki. That's the Studio Ghibli guy, right?
Yes.
And he's like smoking cigarettes and always kind of grumpy looking and stuff, and like interviews with him. He's not a happy guy, And it's like but obviously what Miyazaki creates and what Junji Ito creates are completely different things, right? It's like really
you
bizarre.
Would think the opposite.
Exactly, right? It's so strange. Yeah.
That is so weird. I mean,
yeah. Well, and I don't know Miyazaki personally, but I've heard he has a bad relationship with his son and stuff, and it's like I don't want to spread rumors of Miyazaki or anything, but
right.
It's like, man, it's like this guy that made such profound
impact and such a positive impact too. Like I grew up watching Ghibli films, and like it makes me happy. It makes me smile whenever I think about any of the like Howl's Moving Castle or like Spirited Away. It makes me smile.
Absolutely.
But I also kind of empathize with
Junji Ito.
Well, not Junji Ito actually, but Miyazaki. If that is what he's like going through, he doesn't have a very good mental health. Like he has poor mental health, and he has issues, personal issues, and yet his work is kind of portraying and saying something else. I feel like that kind of reflects me as well.
Right.
Like, I'm not to say that I try to be someone else in my work.
Yeah.
But I think I make my work, my music, and my videos and whatever that I create in order to feel just take the piss.
Yeah.
Out of myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Laugh at myself.
Treat it ironically.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So in the process of making is not very, not always the brightest,
Yeah. Right. Well,
it's a rough process.
Absolutely.
I sometimes break down a lot. Like it's actually pretty weird how like the I'll Just Dance video that's like that gave me my first break.
Yeah.
It's like I had so many meltdowns while I was shooting that video.
Like meltdown.
Yeah. I was like breaking down. Like I was like for one thing, I was out of breath because I was just dancing.
Right.
But also like just mentally speaking, I was like just very not in a great place.
Right.
So it's kind of ironic how it kind of the end result came out to be this kind of fun video that's just stupid.
Yeah.
But the process of making it was actually pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And like it's a bit rough. Like
and it's not a place you'd want to be at.
No.
For a long time.
No.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Weezer and the story Pinkerton and how that was written. Are you familiar with it?
No. Tell me about it.
So Rivers Cuomo, he had he was born with a leg injury or like a leg thing. It's like his leg was shorter than the other. Or he always walked with a limp and stuff. So he spent like a year and a half or something in the hospital, and he wrote Pinkerton in the hospital, and it's all about all of his. Hey, Max. Yeah.
Robert, you're bringing in the dog energy.
Jeez.
I didn't know you were crouched up there. Wait, aren't you cold?
I'm enjoying myself.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to join at some point, you're totally welcome to. But yeah, so with Pinkerton, it was like...
You come on, do you want to come?
I'll be down here.
Well, just, you don't have to say anything. Can't you just like sit here?
I'll be here.
Okay. Cynics is down there, but... You're going to get hit by a car,
I don't want you to get run down by a car, though.
Do you want a pillow or something? Or?
Yeah, you don't look very cozy.
I'm pretty cozy.
Okay, cool. I'll trust you.
Okay, please go on.
But yeah, the story of Pinkerton, like, have you listened to it at all, or?
I didn't.
It's a lot about his anxieties being like just a guy, like an incel, essentially. You know, it's like, and all this anger and all this frustration and all this sadness that he had from being somebody that, like, he wasn't, his identity was a rock star, but he wasn't like a macho man rock star, and he's like angry about it and frustrated, and he's trying to express it. And it's known, I think, for a lot of people as one of the best albums he ever created. But it's like, it's not a place that he was happy to be in, you know? He was super depressed and sad and, you know. Yeah. But obviously it resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah. You know? I mean, I'd like to believe that there is a place, a heavenly place in which an artist can be at a happy place and is able to make music that can make other people feel heard.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's a weird thing because, like, I feel like I'm doing so much better mentally right now than I was when I wrote I'll Just Dance. Yeah. But I'm also still, like, I'm also still living.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I'm also still the same me. I'm still feeling their emotions.
Yeah.
And so as long as I'm staying true to myself, as long as I'm feeling what I'm feeling, I feel pretty confident that I'm going to be able to make stuff that hopefully can reach some people.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I think it will, honestly. I'm invested into your future music career. I think it's going to be cool to see.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people are going to really resonate with what you have to say.
Well, I don't have, like, I just want to keep making music. I don't know if it's going to be possible.
Yeah.
I have so many doubts. I don't know how long this is going to last. Like,
I think part of it is, like, at every stage, everyone has doubts and everything. You know, it's like, if it was obvious and easy, then no one would do it, right? And
but it's like, I take it personally. I look at myself personally, aside from all the generalized conversations about, like, it's fine, everybody has these thoughts, everybody has doubts. But then I look at myself. I look at all the circumstances that I'm personally in right now. It's like, I'm having doubts. Yeah. And they're real.
Right.
Like, you know, like, and it's like, it doesn't matter what other people say. Like, people have been saying, oh, you're gonna be fine. You're like, you about to blow up, man.
Like, well, but like, how do you believe it, right?
Like, I don't. That's what you are just being polite.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, fuck
I really
you,
appreciate it.
I think I'm right, but
no, I'm like, I really appreciate that. But I think you're being polite.
Yeah, well,
you know?
Absolutely. And I think I think there really is a place where an artist can get rid of those feelings of self-doubt and fear and all that kind of stuff, and also create beautiful music and create beautiful art for other people. You know? And I think it's like, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to get there. It takes a lot of really hard work. It takes a lot of self-sacrifice and belief in yourself when it doesn't seem obvious that it's going to work out, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, the thing I talk to a lot of people about is like, and I don't know how true this is. This is just something I've repeated to other people. I don't know if it's even healthy to tell people this, but if you can't believe in your own artwork, how can you expect someone else to, you know? It's like, you know, which again, it's a really tricky thing to actually believe in your artwork, because there are plenty of people that that doubt themselves a ton that are still really successful, and you know,
it's a hard line to walk. It's like, you know, I think the way I Shut up, car.
Yeah.
How dare you when I'm talking?
Interrupting, jeez.
You know, the way I think is like, it's not even, at the end of the day, it's not even about if you believe in your work, if somebody else believes in your work or not.
Yeah.
It's not even about if your work is good or bad.
Right.
It's not even about that. I think the golden standard is, at the end of the day, if you're happy with your own stuff.
Absolutely.
If you're proud of your own stuff.
Right.
Or if you've laughed along the way.
Yeah.
If you felt present along the way. If you've gained a valuable life lesson along the way, then you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
That is what I think is the standard that I try to stick
and
to.
be uncompromising in your vision, right?
Yes.
I remember there's I was watching an interview with Billie Eilish, and she was talking about how she never wants to create something that is like pandering to an audience, because
what does pandering mean?
Like making it to essentially like, you don't want to make it, but you know that everyone else wants to see you do that thing, you know?
Oh, right.
You know, like
right. Like out of pressure kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, she's like, I could become another Miley Cyrus or something, but I don't want to be that. I want to be this wacky, esoteric, like, weird emo music person, because that's actually what she really likes, and she made it and it worked out, and she's like had a lot of success just as a result of pursuing her genuine self, because like, I think the worst case scenario is like trying that stuff out and it not succeeding. I think it's worse for you to try something out that is pandering to an audience and it succeeds really, really well, and then you're stuck doing that thing for the rest of your life. That's a lot worse, I think, actually,
It's...
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, in many, many ways. I think it's like, you gotta... Just be you.
Yeah.
Just be you, man. I mean, I think I've had my brief period in my artistry where it was kind of in the initial stages where I was like trying to figure out how social media works. I'm like, oh, there's a thing called Instagram? Oh, what? So I'm like exploring different ways I can express myself, express my personality, be somebody on the internet. And there was a brief period where I was like kind of being a dick, a bit pretentious, like, oh, I think Joji looks cool when he poses that and writes a caption, dope. Or like, I know he's never done that, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. Other people do this and they look cool.
Kanye.
So I'm gonna do the same exact thing. And say some random shit in the caption, not because I believe in it or I really have faith in it, but because it sounds cool, because it's what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And I know people are gonna love it.
Right. And
I hated it.
Yeah.
I felt miserable.
Yeah.
And it was only when I started to more, and it was a gradual process too. It wasn't like one day I just became me and like, oh, I'm me. This is me. But it was like a gradual process through which I'm like, oh, I like this. I feel good when I do this. Oh, I kind of feel like shit when I do that. So I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like gradual process of pick and mix that got me to this point where I'm still picking and mixing for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I have more things that I know about myself, and I'm at a place where I can safely say I'm not this person, and I don't want to be this person.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think it takes a lot of bravery to do that, because you, like, in your brain, you might be giving up like money or stability or approval or something that you might have been seeking for a long time, and it's like giving that up is fucking difficult. I don't know what it's like in Korea, but I guess when I was in elementary school and high school and stuff, like success, getting a college degree, getting the right jobs,
hell yeah,
finding all the like married kids, picket fence, all that stuff was like, oh, if you don't do that, you're not successful. You're a loser, actually,
And, I know some people find peace in it too.
Yeah.
Like it's not for everybody, but I do know of people who find joy in that lifestyle. But I personally haven't grown up in like this really traditional Korean family where they were like good grades, good education, good college, good job, doctor, lawyer, a government engineer, official person. You go to Harvard, you have become the master lord of the universe.
Yes.
Of some shit like that.
Dr. Suli.
Yeah, like I'm the master of the universe and I'm the best. So I've been brought up, and I think I've always been a bit rebellious of that.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be that. I feel like shit.
Right.
Trying to like, what is it? Licking ass?
Pander?
Kissing ass.
Yeah, kissing ass. Licking ass.
Oh my god, this is gonna follow me for the rest of my life. I always get confused between licking ass and kissing ass because it's like it's so close.
I think kissing ass is probably weirder,
I know, honestly. Right?
Yeah. It's
I know. Yeah. It's like, why? Okay, anyways, I hate kissing ass.
Yeah.
I would hate licking ass too, but that's irrelevant to this whole story. And I hate like living up to a certain standard that society has created for me, and I hated that.
Yeah.
I've always hated it. And so it was liberating anyways for me to like just know that I can explore, experiment.
Absolutely.
And that included me being a pretentious bitch, being like not knowing what the fuck I was saying.
Yeah.
What I was talking about, to the me now who can acknowledge the fact that I'm not cool.
Yeah.
And I like to be not cool.
Yeah, me too,
I take pride in not being cool.
Absolutely.
And uncool is the new cool, man.
Yeah, well, I feel like part of me living in this van is like embracing that, like, I can't compare myself to anyone because I'm at the bottom rung. I'm homeless, It's like, I have 20 square feet. I have almost nothing, It's like, okay, once I'm here, it's like I can just get rid of the idea of that comparison in general. It's like the more you give up the physical, like the fancy cars, fancy houses, all that stuff, the more you're able to let go of the people judging you,
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's sustainable. Like, I'm living in a condo now, so it's not happening right now, but I don't know if it's a sustainable way to live like that, like martyr self-sacrifice kind of way,
Obviously, if you feel good, then please suit yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you don't feel good, then maybe that's a sign that maybe you gotta... It doesn't mean you have to like quit your job on the day, but maybe just reevaluate and say stuff that you have been holding in for a while.
Yeah.
Or go eat that donut that you have been resisting for a while. Yeah. Just little things. I think those make big changes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kind of just giving yourself permission to be the person that you
We're all scared, We're all scared. I'm scared right now. I don't know what I'm scared of. I'm just scared.
Like right this second? Or?
Yeah, I'm scared. Like, I'm chill, but I'm also scared. Like, I'm scared for everything.
Yeah.
Because, like, everything is new. This is new.
Right.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Right.
But being scared is good.
Yeah.
I'm facing it.
Yeah. And doing it to the best of your ability. Like, doing what you're willing to do.
I'm not freaking out. I'm not, like, pooping myself all over the place, which is, like, the worst way I can be scared of something.
Well,
I don't want to be doing that.
Pooping on the Sketchy Van Podcast.
Sketchy Van.
I have a toilet right there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I can get it if you want to see it.
Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to poop right now. But like,
well, it's totally there if you need to poop.
Oh wow, yeah, thank you, thank you. Is it functional?
Yeah, it's functional.
Wow.
Well, there's a bag. It's very simple. There's a bag that you put in it.
It's a bag.
Have you seen it or?
Yes, I've seen your pooping bag.
A pooping bag.
Pooping.
Poop bag.
Oh my god, I love poop talk so much. And I'm so glad that we actually ended up talking about poop a little
Poop's
bit.
the best, man.
Oh yeah, poop's the best. It's the shit.
Yeah, it's the fucking shit, dude.
No. It's the shit.
Did you mean that? Or?
I did not mean it, but now,
you're a genius.
Whatever the sound effect is. You do the.
Nice. I'm curious if you're afraid of developing a giant ego or anything. Is that on your radar at all? Or
a giant ego?
Like I mean, I'm sure you have fans at this point, like people that are like really excited to see you.
Oh, dude! I mean, like I'm not. The other day, I met a fan, a listener.
Yeah.
My dear Lord listener for the first time in the flesh, like
right.
before a show. And I swear to God, I almost pissed myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, you are here and like, I am here. And why are you freaking out? Because I'm freaking out. Like, we had a little,
right.
like, I was like, I'm having a little, like, I just met a celebrity kind of moment.
Yeah. Right.
It was unreal.
Yeah. Like somebody that listens to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So it's unfathomable for me right now to think that I would ever be at a place where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, too good for.
I'm too good for people.
Right.
I'm a queen.
Yeah.
Stay out of my zone.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Filthy commoners.
Yeah, there's some. I was talking to another person on the podcast. Mentioned his name is Steven Zapata. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but
no.
He's another YouTube artist, and he was talking to. He quoted Ariana Grande, and she was. I think there's a line from one of her songs where. I wish I could see myself as the way you see me, you know? And it's like, the persona that you put online is so different from, in person, like who you are fundamentally.
I mean,
right?
now that's like making me self-conscious of the fact that I just did like, like I'm a queen. Because like, that's how
right.
I perceive high-level celebrities, like A-level stars. But I don't know what they feel in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
totally.
They might have this image publicly where they're like, commoners, get out of my way.
Right.
But like in reality, they might be like, oh, I'm so uncool. Oh my God, I look so ugly without makeup off.
Yeah.
That's what they might feel like. You never know.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
If they do, like, that's why I don't think. I can never imagine myself ever building up like a huge ego where I'm like, I'm too good for people.
Yeah. Right.
I just can't. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I previously said, we're all going to poop. We're going to fart. Hell yeah. We're going to shit. We're going to crave McDonald's. We're going to feel ugly. We're going to feel pretty. It's all just us. Yeah. Like I can't see myself feeling better than others.
Yeah, right.
In any way right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I feel like I hope I can stay this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope I can stay this way because I don't want to be a dick.
Well, I guess part of it is like, I think at a certain level of fame, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to have one-on-one connections with people. It's hard. Like, there's so many people that are your fans at a certain point, and like I think the human brain can actually only comprehend like 100 up to 150 people,
Oh wow.
And actually have relationships with that many people, and after that your brain actually just can't
like
process it at all,
Interesting.
And it's like, oh man, what is it like? I'm a big fan of Mark Rebier. I don't know if you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like seeing his, like I've been following him since the very beginning. It's seeing him go from being in his room by himself to selling out entire concerts.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like for him a very weird thing because he has all these people that love him, but he actually can't remember their names because there's just too many people.
Yeah. I mean, it must be weird for sure, but the fans know that they're part of that too. That's what they're signing up for as a fan. Like, I wouldn't be personally offended or anything if Tyler, the Creator, or Joji, like, saw me in the crowd, like, oh, you're just a hit in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
You know, like, I wouldn't be offended. Like, I would be grateful that I'm here to listen and to witness somebody's music.
Yeah, right. And I think that's a healthy way of looking at it.
Yeah. You know? And if, as a fan, you think you have this special privilege as an individual to get more acknowledgement than that, is probably not a healthy way of looking at things as a fan. Right. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, do that.
Yeah.
You're maybe crossing the line a little bit because
sit here and listen to the music.
You know,
yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's like I feel like that's where a lot of the problems come in, is after a certain level of scale, it just by a number, like if you're Michael Jackson, like people are so invested into who you are, they feel like they know you on a really personal level. Yeah. You know, I guess that's where the, like, after a certain scale of fame, you know,
for sure. I mean, I'm definitely not at a level where I'm like, oh, I'm so famous, I have to worry about these people and
you know who I am
and my large sum of money.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm broke. I'm actually broke. I'm actually broke right now. But like, I'm not gonna lie. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if along the way there are more and more people who come to approach me in, like, for reasons other than just having, you know, good intentions and like just being friendly, you know.
Yeah.
Fame means you've got more power, I guess. You've got more influence. So I think it's of course natural that some people are drawn to power and opportunities that power can give to you. But it's not a good thing. It's like it's not a good thing.
No,
it's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's
really bad. Don't take advantage of people.
Yeah.
We're all humans. Don't.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not at a level where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so like, oh, that person wants something from me. But I'm definitely like more conscious.
Right.
Because it's like, it's business, you know, it's business at the end of the day when it comes to music deals and contracts and releases. It's a music industry, they call it. It's an industry. And as much as I'd like to see it as a purely artistic, this just beautiful thing, there are people who just see it as
the way to pay their mortgage, right?
Yeah,
right.
And you can't ignore that.
Yeah.
You just can't, because that's part of the way it works.
Yeah.
And I think I find that a little bit difficult sometimes to face.
Right.
You know, come to terms with that there is a business aspect to it, and it's not beautiful. It's not artistic. It's not creative.
Right.
And it makes me kind of cautious sometimes that, oh, what if this person has other interests? What if this person's kind of like trying to do something?
Right. Trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah. I think I'm still learning. And I think it all comes back to us, like, try to channel into different egos at different times.
Yeah.
Egos as in like characters and different personalities. Not like in a negative ego kind of sense, but like just channel into different personalities and different parts of you,
Yeah.
And characters and the personas in you at different times, and not be afraid to be a sassy girl at times, not be afraid to be someone who can just like lay back and just enjoy life at times, and not be afraid to just switch it around at any time during the day.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's your life.
Yeah.
Your happiness and your contentment is all that matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that matters most is your day-to-day habits. You know, it's how you feel in the moment versus how you feel about your resume, or how much money you have in the bank, or how many likes you get on Instagram, or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah. How you doing down there?
Good. You guys ready to wrap it up?
Yeah. And if you do you want to say hello?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I have nothing else to ask you. Do you have anything you want to add? Yeah,
I'm
dude, thanks for doing
craving
this.
I'm craving some illegal chips.
Nice. Do you have mochi
The illegal
or anything?
chips. Well, not illegal as in like it's literally called illegal chips. Though.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally, guys. Oh my god, this is gonna be taken out of context. I swear, everything's taken out of context though. Like there is a bag of chips in Cynix's house, my good artist friend Cynix's house, called illegal chips. My good friend Cynix has illegal chips in his house. My good.
There he is.
It's called illegal chips. It's literally called illegal chips, and it's flavored.
Disgusting.
It's flavored. The flavor name is literally horse meat flavor.
I want to get some.
It was pretty good though.
Yeah.
It was good chips. I'm craving some. I'm craving me
You
some
can
horse.
have all of them. Take them with you. Please.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. How should people follow you?
Oh, Sulee Susu. That's SULEESUSU on Instagram, and put extra SU at the end of that for Twitter, and Sulee on YouTube, and Sulee on Spotify, Sulee on Apple Music. You Google me. You can Google me Sulee, and you can find everything. Okay.
Are you the most famous Sue Lee?
I'm the most famous Sulee.
Cool. I'm the most famous Christian Nee, actually, so far. It's crazy.
We got some.
Yeah, I had fan art, actually.
Really?
Yeah, see?
Wait,
I printed it out. I've shared it on a podcast before.
this is so cool.
It's super sick, right?
This is so cool.
Yeah, absolutely,
What the
right?
hell?
Yeah.
This is so epic.
Yeah, it's really fucking sick. Good job.
Wow.
It's Sad Ass Satan is the... Yeah, nice.
Can you draw me some?
Yeah, Sad Ass Satan.
Please? This
Yeah.
is so epic. So
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the sprout.
Oh
I'm the sprout.
my god, it's got the cynic sprout on it.
The cynic sprout.
That's so cute.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, can I show you the full thing, actually? Because
There's a full thing.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
This is so cute. Oh my god.
I'm gonna find it real quick. My phone's at 2%, so I might die before.
Oh, it's so sick.
Oh wait, here we go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the thigh. Oh, what? It's a face on the.
That's my face.
That's so. This is so cool.
It's so awesome, right?
This is so cool.
Did you ever see the full?
No.
Nice.
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 Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I got burn holes in my hoodies. All my homies think it's
Bye.